Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have audio for this? Maybe we might. Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is the 19th of July, and it is Wednesday. So we're right here in the middle of the week. Um, this morning, we have had these indices have pretty much been on the same page. The YM was certainly not at its easiest and best to trade. It put in some dojis, uh, and those things are if you're not familiar with those, they're the little skinny crosses on a time based chart, and what they the message they're sending is a lot of indecision. And we've had that kind of across the board except for TF this morning. At least they're all drifting in the same direction. Looks to me like the ES might have been a little stronger. TF led the parade, but that's typical. If anybody's going to lead the parade, and YM kind of held to its lumbering ox mode, which it gets into a lot easier than the rest of them. And bonds pretty much were untradeable this morning. They were real tight. The dollar's super tight. I don't know about the Nadex traders. If you looked at premium collection on the EU pair, but that might have given something. It still might for the afternoon if you can get any premium out of those things. It doesn't look to me like it's inclined to go anywhere. Gold was really tight today. I mean, if you were up at 4:30 in the morning, there was a little movement, but the rest of it is non-existent. And the currency correlation currency for gold is the Australian dollar, and it sure has been tight. So I know that's available to trade on Nadex. I think it's against the U.S. dollar. Might be, well, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say because I don't really trade Nadex, but I do know the Australian dollar in some way, shape, or form is on their menu of products. But this seems like a real kind of a ho-hum morning, except for the TF. I'm going to hold off on this TF until they get this uh, thing, and when they got enough volume. But 900 contracts isn't going to get me real excited about jumping into that thing. It never did have the volume that the others did. Certainly not ES and NQ, but 900 is that's a little much. So let's just kind of keep an eye on it and wait till the roll. And the summer is usually a little bit slower, but this is kind of a typical summer day. For those of you who trade crude oil this morning, the inventory was estimated that they were a little surprised. The API report was a little surprised. What Lori says, it was a typical ick day. Yeah, it was icky. This is not a happy trading day. But anyway, the API was reporting that they were a little surprised at the drawdown in U.S. West Texas. The drawdown out of Cushing was a little bit of a surprise to them. I don't know why that might be, since the government now has released crude oil, U.S. crude oil, the hold on it from being exported. So I I would think that there'd be quite a bit more interest in exporting U.S. crude oil right now than there has been in the past. However, the rig count is holding all of a sudden for the U.S. It's up a little bit for Canada, but there was a huge drawdown in operational rigs. Oh, from about, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. And and then this whole year, the whole year of 2017, they've been slowly but surely bringing those the wells they had stopped and the with the fracking and what have you, but they're bringing more and more of those back online. So looks like they've pretty much decided they've got enough for right now. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better day, but this has not been certainly if you're a scalper, there were opportunities for that, but that is one of the reasons that there are scalping strategies on the forum and that Apex has those with assorted educational things because we do have days like this. And if you like to scalp, I think Craig likes to scalp. And I know Lori does. So it's just not my thing. I don't, I, I mean, I suppose I can. I can if I sit there and really focus and concentrate on it, but it's just not my. Yeah, Karen, you're right. We all need to have a little extra. I mean, it would be great if all the markets were like they were yesterday. That would just be wow. Didn't matter what you traded yesterday, you had a nice trade. But today, it didn't matter what you traded. It was really, really tough. So it's just one more little thing. One of the most interesting things and also the most challenging is that these markets are different every day, and there's virtually, you can ballpark based on a lot of things, but where the rubber hits the road, you really cannot predict. And if you come to trading on any given day with a preconceived idea of what any market is going to do, you're likely to get a lesson in just about how much you don't know. So that's one thing I really try to never have any bias one way or the other because it helps me focus more on exactly what the charts say. Just do what the charts say. And I have listened to some of the talking heads early in the morning. That I think it's I don't know what CNBC has crude oil, the blithering talking heads on at 7:30 or some silly time. And and the reality is you get two of them on there and they'll tell you two exactly opposite things. They don't know. They just talk. So I I really try to keep any preconceived notions out of my head. Gary already got his nap in. That's a good idea. Um, yeah, this is this is an exercise. I'll tell you one thing. This is a great exercise in is watching those range boxes. If you have those on any of your charts, you'll see that they're telling you that nothing is happening. So who knows? Maybe in the afternoon. Sometimes when it's like this in the morning, in the afternoon, then going into the close, about 2:30 or so, all of a sudden it kind of springs to life. So Jerry says he's been up since 3 waiting on me. Um, Somehow I find that a little difficult to believe. Anyway, this has been. Oh, we still have the poor little VIX over here. It's below 10. I I just can't believe it. It's going to be interesting to see